Hello, everyone, at 1995 here in the video game fanfiction plot with a new story for you all. It is called Transformers Prime, surprise! And I do hope you enjoy this video, and remember, I do not own Transformers Prime series or this story. I give full credit to its author Onyx Leader Rogue 177 and DeviantArt. Now on to the story. Chapter 4, Team Prime. Optimus. Rochette's voice somehow drew both Lauren and Optimus out of whatever it had been. Optimus looked to Rochette, and Lauren held the Matrix shard tightly in her right hand, as though she was afraid to lose it. The storm that Optimus had felt inside of her was gone. Somehow? Lauren stood in Optimus's hand. How did this happen? I believe that the Autobots were merely a figment of my imagination. Not I've seen otherwise. How did you get here? I remember you having a base. We did, but this seems to be an entirely different world, Rochette muttered. First Cybertronian are real, and now the theory of multiple realities seems to have merit. Lauren tapped her lip. Yes, after a bit of research, I do believe that this is an entirely different reality, Rochette confirmed. Lauren sighed. All right then, have you figured out how? Rochette shook his head. And by the Allspark, what happened? You seem like you are an entirely different human. Lauren blinked, then looked away with a shameful expression. A mystery for another time, Rochette. For now we need to find out just what happened to bring you here. Later we can find out just how the Autobots and Decepticons arrived. Yes. Unfortunately, Lauren ran into Starscream, but she made it away from him, Optimus explained. Optimus, I may be able to do a little more research with my laptop. It's in my backpack, Lauren offered. Understood. Optimus set her on the ground, and pulled her backpack out of a compartment, and handed it to her. Lauren grabbed the backpack, pulled out her laptop, and logged in. Rochette, I may need your help. I know this is a downsized version of what you're used to having, but I'll be your fingers. Agent Fowler, do you happen to know if the government or mech was conducting any experiments out of the ordinary as you were brought to this reality? She inquired. Fowler shook his head. Sorry, kid. Lauren gave him thumbs up. All right, no problem. As Optimus watched Lauren begin to work, she almost seemed like a normal human. Whatever the living information still residing within her mind was, it could be tamed by the Matrix. Which mean it had something to do with him, a Prime. He looked over to the entrance, hearing engines, wind bulkhead, Bumblebee, and RC rolled in. Optimus, we couldn't find the RC stopped, seeing Rochette looking over Lauren's shoulder. No, there is no possible way that, Rochette started. Lauren looked up at him. Just give it a chance, Rochette. There is no way the humans here could have done it. The science is beyond. Rochette began to scold her. They must have found some way, Rochette, this is the only explanation I can think of. Lauren snapped back. Then it's a ridiculous explanation. Think about it, Rochette, what explanation do you have? Lauren questioned. Rochette sighed, standing back up, absolutely none. Ahem. Lauren and Rochette looked over to the rest of the Autobots, kids, and Agent Fowler. Oh. Howdy. Lauren shut her laptop, and jumped to 2 feet. About my screaming at you all. My bad, really, I was kind of insane. They blinked. Lauren breathed, tapping a foot, unable to think of anything to say. She took her previous contact into consideration. Kind of, you were like not so. Maiko muttered. Lauren rubbed the back of her neck. I have no excuse. I'm sorry if I made you doubt. Whatever reason you were looking for me, it was because I had information about the Autobots on my cyber friend's wall, right? Optimus nodded. Yes, if the Autobots do not exist here, yet you were the only human with our information, it stood to reason you would have answers. I have a theory, but it's pretty crazy. Rochette butted in. Far out, Lauren finished. And Rochette mentioned a way it could have happened, but he doesn't think humans have even the foggiest idea of how to start building this kind of tech. Hello, the fact that we're in a totally different world is crazy. Jack added. Raph nodded. So what's your idea? Lauren grinned, and looked at Rochette, who crossed his arms. You thought this scenario up in about 45 seconds flat. That is why I think it's so unlikely, muttered Rochette. Oh ye of little faith, Lauren purred. Rochette eyed her, says the girl who only moments ago was clinically insane. Lauren glared at him, then turned to the others. My theory stems from the well-known thesis on multiple realities. Have y'all at least heard of them? Heard, yes, but what about it? Asked Bulkhead. Rochette took that one. Theoretically there are countless realities branching out from the beginning of time, each one is different, based on the decision made in them. Say Lauren here was offered a scholarship to a prestigious university. Say she accepted, there would be a parallel reality where she did not accept for one reason or another. Like with the Shadow Zone the kids ended up in with Skyquake's zombie corpse? Asked RC. Lauren shook her head. No, that was another dimension in space itself. A reality is another world full of life, a dimension is just another level of that reality. Could a shockwave from a nuclear test have done this? Asked Fowler. And no, it would have to have torn a huge gap in the fabric of reality, Rochette answered. Lauren nodded, and if you are referring to the dingus, heck no, the only thing that the Autobots and Decepticons had access to that could have done this sort of damage would have to be a space or a ground bridge. Keep in mind, though, that something big would have to have had a negative effect on it for this to occur. Ale like Unicron. Lauren whispered that last bit to herself. BZZT. Blue Oopie Bop? Asked B. Lauren laughed. That's been something I've been asking myself, Bumblebee. How do I know all that kind of stuff? Wait, you can understand B too? Raph asked. Lauren nodded, but she was suddenly plagued with the thought. Could this all be because of Unicron in their world? Scrap. This is getting complicated. Well, that's the ending of that chapter. I do hope you enjoy this video. If you like to see more, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment down below. Until next time.